So let us continue from where we had left off. So yesterday we discussed about agricultural life cycle, right? These are the stages that are involved, and we have discussed in detail about each stage. So let us move forward and discuss about the next topic that was there in agriculture, that is significance of agriculture. Significance of agriculture. When you are thinking about significance of agriculture, think like this: like what is the significance of agriculture across various domains? So divide across multiple domains. Don't write generic points like it contributes to GDP, it gives employment. Don't write generic list like that. Categorize into specific domains and then give significance in that domain. So divide across multiple domains. So various domains work. Agriculture is significant in political domain. It is significant in social domain. It is significant in economic sphere as well, and it is very significant in environmental sphere as well, and of course at the level of international relations. So let us discuss one by all of them one by one. So starting with the political, how this how agriculture is very significant politically. First of all, in order to have balanced regional development, agriculture is the only way you could do that, right? You cannot place industries all over the country, right? First you need to develop agriculture and rural areas, and you have to observe less educated people in order to give some employment to them. Agriculture is the best possible thing for them. So if you develop agriculture, they will gain some income, and then you have uniform spending throughout the country. Not that country will develop through expenditure, like consumption. So you will have good amount of consumption in rural areas as well. If with this thing, poverty is also measured based on consumption expenditure. So improvement of consumption expenditure is very important. So in order to provide employment in rural areas, agriculture is very important. So that, and also to regions which are often neglected, can be like agriculture might be the first step in improving them. So yeah, in balanced region, agriculture plays a significant role in balanced regional development, and to counter Naxalism and land, and to bring land reforms. Agriculture is quite significant. The driver of Naxalism is the same thing. Non-balanced regional development. During Green Revolution, you had Punjab, Haryana region, and some coastal regions like Tamil Nadu, Andhra growing, and some other regions are neglected. If that thing didn't happen, then nationalism won't born. The agricultural development is the best solution to counter Naxalism. And the important thing is loan waivers. If agriculture is failed, what about returning of loans? So returning of loans would be very difficult, and the only option that the option that would be left with the government is to waive their loans, which is huge economic loss, right? So focusing on agriculture is very significant politically in this sense. And then these days we have subsidy politics, which is self-explanatory. And and then farm protests to, you know if agriculture is remunerative, then there won't be any protests. So that's one thing. These are the important things which are politically very significant as far as agriculture is concerned. And now let us discuss about how agriculture is significant socially. So now we discussed political significance and then social significance of agriculture. So let us discuss about social significance. If you observe, agriculture contributes to 16% of GDP, but employs 46% of the country's population or workforce. Population means children, all those will come. So 46% of workforce. So these numbers itself indicate that agriculture is not a productive business. Is not remunerative because 46% are contributing to just 16% of the GDP. That means 84% of the GDP is being contributed by just 54% of the people. So what does this indicate? Income disparities, inequalities, social inequality. So to bridge this inequality, agriculture is very important. Hence, agriculture is significant socially as well. And based on these numbers, you could easily say one thing: 46% are contributing to only 16% of GDP. That means we have this phenomenon of disguised unemployment. That means more people are working than required. And then what is the economic significance? How agriculture is economically significant? Where will I put this? If listen to this carefully, if for an economy to transform structurally, the main and the important thing is agriculture, because every economy moves from agricultural economy to manufacturing to services. Services economy is considered to be the highly developed economy, advanced economy and very highly developed economy. If you want to move to the services economy, your agriculture, this had to be very strong. If this is weak, and if this was bypassed, then you will face a lot of troubles as far as employment generation and inequality is concerned. So how strong the agriculture as a base is, how good you have developed your agriculture, then your structural transformation is stable. Else you will find unemployment, inequalities, all these things. So and the other economic significance of agriculture is increasing rural income. Why? Because as as we all know, agriculture is less remunerative. That's why the rural workforce would give up agriculture and pick menial jobs in urban areas. So, in order to cut this vicious phenomena, you need to increase the rural income. And what is the environmental significance of agriculture? So when studying about environmental significance, you need to study this for this reason because you need to study this for this reason because agriculture had a lot of environmental costs. Agriculture had a lot of environmental costs. If agriculture was not managed properly, if agriculture is not managed properly, you have a lot of environmental costs. Let us see those. Let us see some of those. You know, if the land was the crop rotation, and if you don't follow proper crop patterns, you will face soil degradation. And by using non-licensed or illegal genetically modified crops may have devastating effects. And due to the water that is flowing from agriculture to the lakes or some water bodies, there is this phenomena called eutrophication, which you all know, I believe. And because of pesticides and fertilizers that we are using, and when these are no, because of the pesticides and fertilizers that we are using to grow crops, there is problems called bioaccumulation of, because we consume those products, right? Bioaccumulation and biomagnification. And obviously you all know, and the season is also, and the month is also now October, winter season. There is this problem called stubble burning. So yeah, so you have all these problems if you don't manage agriculture properly. So that's why, but agriculture has it is it is inevitable. So if you didn't manage it properly, uh, these all the things that you have to bear off. So that's why agriculture is environmentally significant in this way. And then, and now the last but not the least, the international significance of agriculture. So we are, as you all know, we are part of, we are member of WTO, right? So WTO has this clause called a de minimis clause, and also another clause called peace subsidy clause. So what are these? De minimis says that if your country's trade, if your country's agricultural trade is some X percent, if it is more than X percent of the, if your country's share in global agricultural trade is so more than X percent of the global trade, then you need to stop giving agricultural subsidies. But there is peace subsidy clause. That is, if you are doing that for food security, then you could continue. But the same should not be used to export. So that means agricultural subsidies and all have been given a lot of emphasis in WTO and the trading rules. And India is a food exporter, and as there is this newspaper called The Economist. This described India as the potential food superpower. You have technology superpowers and armed superpowers, and India can become the food superpower of the world. That is a very big achievement, because food, the world runs on food. If there is no proper food, you cannot forget about all the technology and arms, all these things. This is a very big achievement for India if it becomes food superpower in the future. And from our agricultural exports, mainly through rice and wheat, we are exporting a lot of we are exporting a lot of water indirectly. So here then India is net water exporter, not directly exporting but through this rice and wheat. So in that way agriculture is really significant, because the amount of water that you are using, it should not be exploited, right? You need to use that judicially. And the agricultural exports, talking about the agricultural exports, it plays a major role in keeping our balance of payments healthy. And as we all know, the agriculture in the international sense is diplomatically very relevant. Why? Because if you consider the example of the trade between India and West Asia, there is a synergy between these two. It's not like West Asia can never blackmail us, um, never threaten our energy security, because West Asia has a lot of energy resources, but it would never threaten in India's energy security by stopping exports, because West Asia is also dependent on India for its food security. In that way, uh, agriculture is internationally very significant. So now that we have studied now that we have known how significant the agriculture is. So what are the measures that you can take to improve agriculture? So as you studied, we need improve agriculture, studying for improving agriculture to make the agriculture remunerative. You need to focus on production stage and post production stage. Right here, if you don't have any anomalies, and also the focus required, the focus also required here only. Why? Because in the input stage we already had lot of the developments that are taken, because we have genetically modified seeds, and we have pesticides, and we are also giving the various schemes to ensure that farmer has working capital. So at the input stage there is already a lot of good work happening. So how to improve production and how to improve post production, let us see that. So the acronym here is GROW. So we have genetic enhancement, genetically modified seeds, genetic enhancements, and then resource management, like using resilient crops, and organic farming, so as to protect land from degradation, and women empowerment. Agriculture, a lot of rural women depend on agriculture for employment and post production. The acronym here is growth. So post production means you have the transport, storage, marketing, and all. So now establish gram level procurement system, so that farmer cannot move to district headquarters or mandal headquarters to sell this gram level procurement, sell his produce. So you have gram level procurement system, and then research and development for various kinds of storage and all, because and reduce the cost of storage, because this is what because of lacking of these, farmer has been exploited by middlemen, and we all know those stories. And then have open markets, and then proper warehousing. I think you could relate to this, because we are discussing about post production and here we discussed about production. So what will be the steps, what will be the measures that I am writing here? I think that you could easily relate with the post production stages. And then adoption of technology, as was seen in the case such as silos for storage, and then food processing, because scientific storage reduces waste, and then human capital development, because in these stages also you can create employment. because if you start developing if you start developing technology, you need to have some capital, right? So in that way you could develop you need to have human capital, right? So in that way you could create jobs as well. So thank you very much. And before that, before ending this video, I want to share with you one important fact given by Indian Council of Agricultural Research, which said that for every rupee spent on agriculture R&D, agricultural R&D, you get 11 rupees returns. So that's why R&D is very important in both production as well as post production and the input stage also. So this is a bit long video, but I hope that you had gained something out of it. And in the next video I will discuss about how the difference between the agriculture, how India handled agriculture, and how China handled agriculture. So that would be an interesting discussion. We'll meet you there.